Were you or were you not entertained? As I've said earlier, first, this game was one of the most entertaining games in recent times. And then the second thing is that there's no, you can't say it's coincidence. Like once I start posting, then we start winning. I told you earlier, Maresca is one of my subscribers, and I've always seen mistakes with Chelsea and how to improve it. So whenever I post the videos and he comes in, watches, takes the recommendation, goes and changes the team, and we win, you just don't have to give all the accolades to Maresca and the team. Like pass the accolades here sometimes. And I'm not asking a lot. I'm just saying you subscribe so you see whatever I say and you see how it relates to how Maresca keeps on changing the team. But this is a video of the bad, the good, and the weird. And first, I'll start with the bad. As much as we have won, there were always weaknesses in that team. And I said it. This is not the first time. The first weakness in the defense was Cucurella, and it has been ongoing. Like as much he's moving forward, backward, and I don't think it's on him personally. I just think it's in the way he plays. Like when he goes back, when he comes back to defend, it's not that coming back to defend in the same way that other defenders are defending. It's coming way in what we call a recovery run. And we all know a recovery run always either gets you fouling somebody or makes you misses some of the tackles, or it prepares the winger on how to dribble you or dribble against you. That's what usually happens. And we have seen not this game, even in the previous game, all the two goals that came in came from his side. And it was because he was running back to defend. The winger always had some spaces, always had some seconds to think, to see where to pass, to see where to cross. And that has been ongoing for some. I don't know how Maresca will change, whether he changes how he plays, whether he finds somebody to come in to cover for him the way other people have been covering for Malogusto and sometimes Reece James. But the problem is that the person who plays on the left mid or on the left side of the midfield is Enzo. And again, that was another weaknesses. And to some extent, in certain games, we felt like we always come in like we are playing 10 men because sometimes Enzo doesn't have the body to, body people, doesn't have the speed to, play box to box. He's so good when he has the ball, but when he doesn't have the ball, it's like you are playing one man down because when he tackles, it's always fouls. He doesn't do any recovery. With the body, it's either he fouls, like he can't just body person correctly. That's another big problem in the mid, and the fact that he plays every other game. So we means that all these weaknesses we are always carrying game after game after game after game. Then the last weakness is in front, and it's not. This one is, I think, it's individual, is because the person in Joao Pedro, like he plays well, is good again with the ball, but he doesn't have the strength to play hold up game. That's why he falls every other time he gets the ball. And those duels are usually not fouls. So while he's falling, we are not getting fouls and we are losing the ball. And that's keeps happening because these are the three most important people in our squad who play in, game out, game in, game out. We could say that, okay, some people have mistakes, like Estevao has these mistakes, but Estevao doesn't play every game. This one has other mistakes, he doesn't play these games, but that's about it. The bad, the bad. The good thing is that Palma is back and is doing a lot of, it's not 100%, but you can see the glimpses, you can see the goal, you can see him creating. Sometimes I'm usually here, you know telling him that don't hold the ball that long, like you don't have to hold the ball that long. But then again, You need somebody like that to create the chances to, whenever it's there, you always think, you always feel like there's always, even if the people are just at the back, just holding, you always feel like there's always a way that you can get another chance. That's what he provides. That's what he brings to the team. Then the next good thing is that, the back. This is what I recommended to Maresca, that get a solid back four and then stick to it. Like we have seen, Saloba, Fofana, Malogusto, and Cucurella. With the withstanding the Cucurella weakness that I've shown you, when these four are always playing, I think in the last I think 5 games, 5 or 6 games that I've played, they have 5 clean sheets. Again, that's not a coincidence. You put your best defense, you start getting results. You put your best midfield, you start getting results. You put your best striking force, you start getting the results. But the good thing is that the defense is good. Now the mid, next game I think Caicedo will be there. We'll see how this thing changes. Then we have Palma. Now, again, as people have been questioning, why is Stefan not playing? I also questioned it. But I realized from even the cameo today, like for 10 minutes, I realized that somehow he still keeps making certain mistakes that if you are the coach, I think you'll feel, because if he doesn't score, but then he loses the ball. And you can see, if you're a player, especially if you're playing in midfield or defending, you know that whenever you go up or you get a counter attack or you're attacking the ball, if somebody keeps losing the ball and you have to track back, you have to make that recovery run. You have to come back and get the ball, take him back to him, and then he loses the ball. What it does is it kills you, it kills players. Like, you get tired quicker. So sometimes you just want, even if it takes times for you to score, sometimes you want a winger that holds the ball, doesn't lose the ball quickly, knows how to make the decision. Sometimes you know that we are in front, we don't have to lose the ball because a counter attack is very dangerous. So you just hold the ball. You don't lose the ball. Those are the things. Like, the decision making is very, very important in a winger or a forward player. And that's why Estevao is at the bench. As much as he makes things sometimes look easier, passing people, dribbling people look easier, sometimes the decision making is a little amateurish. You know, that's the word. Like, the decision making sometimes is eager. Is eager to impress. And when you're eager to impress, that's when you make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, we have won this game. We haven't moved. We are in position 4. Crystal Palace are playing Man City tomorrow. Whoever wins will still remain in. Will we? No, if Crystal Palace wins, we'll go to position 5. But that's the thing. Like, probably Arsenal are going to win. If Arsenal win again, they'll be in position 1, 8 points off us. Man City, Crystal Palace, it depends. But again, as I'd said, I predicted that this season will be ours. But then, up to now, I don't have the same confidence. I just think that we need to build on performances after performances after performances. We are going into a period where we'll be facing Newcastle, we'll be facing Aston Villa, and then we'll be facing Man City. Those are three of the current best teams on form. But whenever we have those challenges, we usually win those games easily. The times where we go short is when we are facing teams where we think, this is Atlanta, we need to beat them. That's when we lose. That's when Maresca does his uh, 8-man rotation, and then we lose. But anyway, subscribe and have a nice weekend. Our weekend, as always, has already started so well.